Good morning, guys. Welcome to the vlog. Today, I'm wearing scrubs. My own sound effects. I wore professional clothes yesterday and the resident was like, if you want to wear scrubs, you can. And I'm like, ooh, son. I'm also not bringing a backpack today. I just have my gym bag so I can go exercise after work. Definitely forgot my glasses and had to go back for them. I don't mind walking around like half blind until I think about driving. Like, I don't really care if I can't see that sign across the street, you know? Y'all, it is freezing. It's actually 38, but real feel is 29. Hey guys, I know this is like an awkward angle, but this is the best spot I could find in the hospital to vlog. I don't know how long this hallway is going to be empty, so let's try to run through this quickly. This morning's lecture was about locked-in syndrome, and I went on my Instagram right here, and I asked if anybody wanted me to talk about that in the vlog. It is depressing. This syndrome, it's so sad. The person is completely conscious, but can't move. So that's where the name kind of comes from. They're locked in their body, brain fully functioning, but can't move their extremities, their face. They can move their eyes though, and we'll get into that. How do you get this? It's like damage to something called your basilar artery. So it's an artery in the back of your head, and it has a couple branches, and it branches off into your perimedian, your short circumferential, and your long circumferential. So this damage could happen because of a stroke, trauma, neurological injury, like anything that upsets the PONS. That's the area of the brain that's affected and supplied by the basilar artery. Anything that affects that could lead to locked-in syndrome. There is a possibility of partial locked-in syndrome, but let's just talk about complete. So hopefully I can find an image showing where the reticular formation is in relation to the basilar artery and all of the branches, and then you can see why it's usually okay. Sometimes the arteries supplying the reticular formation can be damaged, the ones from the basilar artery, but there's an alternate blood supply. So going to the basilar artery so it can remain alive and stable and fully functioning while locked-in syndrome is happening. That's why the person is still fully conscious while they can't move the rest of their body. You have your corticospinal tract, your corticobulbar tract, that are all supplied by these arteries, and that's why the body's not moving. When coming up with a differential for locked-in syndrome, you could also have on your list coma, but for coma, this person is not responsive at all. So someone in locked-in syndrome, whether their eyes are open and closed, if they're closed, you can open the eyes, and you say, if you can hear me, blink 3 times. You want to ask them for more than one time. You don't just say blink, because you could blink spontaneously. So say like blink 3 times. If a person can do that, they're conscious, they can hear you, it might be locked-in syndrome. You could also think akinetic mutism, which is you're mute and not moving, but that person will have injury to the front part of their brain, the frontal lobes. Locked-in syndrome is damage to the PONS. You could also think catatonia, but that's no injury. You will have no CNS injury when you do imaging. Speaking of tests, you could do an EEG, but remember, they're fully conscious. They're a normal functioning person just in their brain. So the EEG would be normal, but you can do that to like rule out other things. Seeing that it's damage to the blood supply, you want to revascularize, meaning that you want to remove whatever is blocking the blood from getting to these areas through the branches. Also, you want to protect their airway. Just like anybody who comes in a coma state like that, you want to protect their airway. You want to intubate them, so for sure you have a secure airway. I think that's a good quick synopsis. Sorry if I kind of rushed through it. I'm trying to not just be in a random hallway, you know, that's kind of looks weird. But yeah, look up Tony Nicklinson, I think his name is. He had locked-in syndrome, and he went to his doctor and he's like, I want to commit suicide, like please kill me, like help me die. And that would be physician-assisted suicide, which is a very controversial issue. And he was denied. Like, I think he had to go to court and stuff like that, and they said no. The physician will not help you do this. So he refused to eat, and he died. Like, I think it was pretty soon after his case got denied that he died. So that is kind of common within people with locked-in syndrome. They're just miserable. Like, think about it. You are a normal, functioning, healthy person. You can think, you can do everything, but you just cannot move your body. That is scary. You know, when people have sleep paralysis, they think that's scary. It's like sleep paralysis forever for these people. You guys said you wanted to hear about it. It's a very depressing topic. Okay guys, out early today. It's about 2:30. Only had 2 new consults. So a little more pimping happened today. A little more of the attending asking questions, the resident asking questions. It's because we had less new patients. We only had 2 new patients, and everybody else we know, and 1 is getting discharged. So it was more teaching time. More teaching time means more pimping time. I feel like half of pimping is just getting over yourself. Like, stop being afraid and actually say something. Because you're a medical student. They don't actually expect you to know sometimes. Like, sometimes they expect you to not know so that they can teach you. But you're expected to know the next time, of course. Definitely gonna have to focus on mechanism of action. He asked a couple of those questions. He doesn't ask you questions like, this person has this infection, what do you use to treat it? He's not like that. The attending, I mean. It's more like, how does this drug work? And side effects, like adverse effects of using this drug. That's typically what he focused on today. Before I forget to tell you guys, and before someone else asks me when I'm taking step 2, I didn't pass my comp. Comp is the exam you have to take before you're allowed to take the real step 2. So I missed it by a couple points. The school makes you take 90 days, 3 months, to retake it. Like, you can't take it before that. They want you to take 3 months of study time. It's not dedicated study time because you're still in electives and going on with life. But they have a 3-month restriction before you can register and take it again. This isn't like my other, like, I failed videos. Kind of because, I don't know, it was like something in me knew. But I don't know. I only talked about CS because I murdered that exam. But CK, I was a little... Shit. Am I not on the street? Where am I? Oh crap, I thought I parked here. Hold on. Okay, I found it. I don't know. I really... I don't know how to even talk about the exam, but I kind of felt like... You guys saw that I started a CK series on the channel and then never kept it up. The classes, I wasn't focusing. Like, I'm not blaming anybody else. I know it's on me. And I really don't have an excuse. Like, I don't like when people give stupid excuses anyway. I think I did that in my last, failed video. I was like, oh, I was this and that. I don't remember what I said. But people are usually like, oh, I was tired. I didn't eat well that day. Whatever. I don't want to hear it. I don't know what happened. I'll work harder on the next one. Yo, I just saw this guy fully eat it. He went over his speed bump really quickly on one of those skinny bikes and just ate it. Is he alright? He was in the middle of the road. But he got up. He's like a teenager. He just got up and ran away, hoping that no one saw, but I saw. So I'm kind of thinking of ending the vlog here. My last couple vlogs were like 15 minutes. I don't know if you guys prefer the 15-minute ones or like the shorter ones. Let me know in the comments what I should do. I'm gonna end it here, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Please subscribe. We made it to 3,000. I didn't even celebrate that. We made it to 3,000 subscribers, guys. See you tomorrow.